Welcome in, folks. Welcome in. It's been way too long. Hope you guys are doing well. No, this is not your typical two growls, one roar. This is the reason we have two shows, one host. Happy, what is this? Wednesday evening. Hope you guys are doing well out there. We're going to chop it up about a few sports topics. As we always do, welcome to the Carolina Dad Show, where guess what? We can talk about anything we want. It does not have to be Panthers specific content. Part of the reason that I created this is to give myself the ability to talk about anything that I wanted. So appreciate all you folks tuning in on a Wednesday night. We're going to have a few roll call pieces here in just a minute to get you guys up to speed on some Panthers content, some things that are coming. Just so you guys know, as we try to this is wonderful. Well, actually, we're not talking Panthers tonight specifically. Well, maybe for a second. But before we get too far gone in here, for those of you that are Panthers fans, so I have a Carolina Panthers 2025 wall calendar. It sits to the side. And let's just say the players on here, not the best. Anyways, month of June is Jonathan Mingo, folks. Jonathan Mingo, month of June for your Carolina Panthers content. What does I say? Content calendar for this year. So that's fun. There's also a few other folks that are no longer here, I believe. I already looked at it a few times. So anyways, hope you guys are doing well. We will get back into streaming. Hold on, let's get this pulled up here. First of all. Cool. Yeah, we will get back into the Two Growls, One Roar podcast live content coming to you guys pretty soon. But anyways, we're going to chop it up today, primarily talking a little bit of college baseball, because you know what? College baseball season is here, and the one and only University of North Carolina is advanced to the Super Regionals, but they're not the only team. We're going to talk about the bracket. We're going to pull it up. That's what we do to get you guys prepared. I'm excited about I'm not a big – I was growing up a big Major League Baseball fan, but today I'm more of a college baseball fan. Let's actually try to get this thing – that's better. We'll use this. So we are going to break it down, get you guys prepared. Coming up, maybe you are a fan of college baseball. We did this last year. Again, no Panthers talk. We are strictly talking through any other thing, any other sport, any other topic. I can't do Panther. I create so much content, you guys, that I cannot talk about it every day. With that said, the bracket unfolded right here. Miami and Louisville. So the ACC is guaranteed to get one team into the College World Series. Now, if you guys don't follow this, it is similar to March Madness as far as the number of teams, the way this is divided up, but it is broken down into basically groups of 4. So you start out with a regional of 4 teams seeded 1 through 4. You have a host. You have the top 16 national seeds seeded, and then the 4 teams with them. So that's your 64. And then the winners out of this, you move on to the Super Regional. And if you are one of the top 8 seeds and you make it through, you get to host a Super Regional, but there are some upsets. So we have quite a few things happening. So Louisville is going to be hosting against Miami. Louisville making it out of the Nashville Regional, which had Vanderbilt, the number 1 overall seed. Down there below them, you have Miami. So like we said, you're going to get at least one team from the ACC. Now, scrolling down, the Tallahassee Regional, which actually is now going to go out to Oregon State, but the Tallahassee Regional that was there, Florida State took care of business. They will be facing Oregon State. So this is a matchup of 8 and 9. And then the Chapel Hill Regional, North Carolina, a little bit of a scare on Sunday. They took care of business Monday, steamrolled Oklahoma. The Bats got going, blowout, 14-4, took care of business, knocked out an SEC team. I'll take it. So now we have a matchup against Arizona. Arizona coming across the country. North Carolina and Arizona, the first game of the Super Regional weekend is going to be Friday. Then they have Saturday, Sunday if needed. Remember, the other thing, these are 3-game series. So you win 2, you advance, you split, you have a third game. So North Carolina, Arizona should be a good matchup. I did listen to Kyle Bailey earlier this week. He had the voice of the Arizona Wildcats, who covers all sports on, do not know the gentleman's name, apologize, but he had him on a show talking through the baseball, talking through Tedero McMillan as well. So you got a little bit of Panthers talk in there. Now, keeping it, the Carolina teams here, we're going to get to Duke in a second, but the Carolina teams holding their own. So Coastal Carolina, right down the road from me in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, advances out of the Conway Regional. Lots of drama in that one. I don't know how many of you guys are following along with everything that's happening there. Florida's coach lost his mind over the games being pushed back. There's clips. You can go out and watch all that. But Coastal Carolina and ECU, for all my ECU fans, came down to the wire. Coastal pulls it out. I believe it was 1-0 to win in advance. And ECU, who has always had a really good baseball program, and they have a great environment. If you guys, a lot of college baseball is rowdy. That's what these guys do, what the fans do. But East Carolina, they were down this year, not their normal selves. They had to win their conference tournament to get in, go on a run, and of course they get in with the automatic bid, and came up just short. But they put together a really good effort. Also, Florida SEC school gets eliminated. But the funny thing was, I don't even know. I think it's SEC Unfiltered. It was one of those guys that was laughing about this regional in Florida, saying that Florida was going to handle business. I retweeted it. I posted it. They got destroyed. So, anyways, you do have Auburn. So Coastal will travel to Auburn. Auburn is the number 4 overall seed, and unfortunately, too, in the Auburn regional, you did have NC State, who was knocked out of that as well. Going over to the top right, Texas knocked out by UTSA. Talk about an upset. You will have them going on to face UCLA in the Los Angeles regional. They're hosted again by UCLA. I don't know that much about it. I did not follow. Like, if you're on the West Coast, sorry, don't really follow what's happening on the outside of the country as much. But so I did not pay attention to this UCLA regional. I did pay a little bit of attention to the Oxford with Ole Miss. You had Georgia Tech in there from the ACC eliminated, but Murray State getting it done. The number 10 seed, overall seed, Ole Miss eliminated. And how about this? Another ACC team, the Duke Blue Devils, going to Athens, Georgia, and handling it. I think they won 3. Like they won their 3 games and got out of there. Like, easy peasy. But they dominated. Duke Blue Devils coming out of that regional. Georgia was the 7 seed nationally. There's the wild thing about this for Duke fans is Duke has never hosted a regional. So you think about the regional, the first round. So you got to be a top 16 seed in order to host that. So they've never done that. But now, because of the upset that's happened, they will get to host their first playoff postseason baseball here in Durham against Murray State because of the upset. So cool for them. Yes, I'm a Carolina fan, but you know what? That's pretty cool. Also, my dad, of course, he grew up in Durham, so even though he's a Carolina fan too, but whatever. Lastly, I guess we have two more to get to, but LSU and West Virginia. So West Virginia and Clemson, unfortunately, sorry, Clemson fans. Clemson could not get it done as a super regional host, but you now have LSU and West Virginia. I always worry about LSU. LSU, Tennessee, I do worry about both of those teams. I feel like they could win it almost in a year, and I have not paid as much attention to Auburn this year. So you have LSU, West Virginia, and then we have an SEC matchup, all SEC matchup here with number 14 Tennessee and number 3 Arkansas. So with all of this, I don't know if there's any griping. The funny thing, if you want to call it funny thing, is North Carolina wins the ACC, gets ranked number 1 nationally, and then lands as a 5 seed overall. It honestly, at this point, doesn't mean anything. The tournament's happening. It is what it is. It's going. But the disrespect, man. The disrespect. So I'm excited for that. I don't know how many of you guys even care about college baseball, but I do. So we're always going to be tuned into it. Speaking of non-college baseball news, just to plug a few things, Panthers related for you guys. So if you're a fan of tuning in to the radio, I will be on ESPN Wilmington tomorrow morning at 11:15 with none other than my man Randy Slack. We are going to be chopping it up. Carolina Panthers OTAs wrapping up. Actually, tomorrow is the last day of OTAs, the 5th. Moving on to mandatory minicamp, which is the 10th through the 12th. I remember Canales cut it short by 1 day last year. I don't know if that'll be the case this year. We'll see as we get in. But I will be on there, so it's always fun. If there are things that you guys want us to talk about, always feel free to reach out to us. Always appreciate it. You guys can listen, of course, if you're local, on the radio or on the Sunrise Radio app or on your smart speaker or online. So there are multiple ways for you guys to tune in. And, of course, any and all support is appreciated. So there's no metered numbers. Wilmington is a small market as it is right now. So you're not going to find us creeping up into Charlotte or Raleigh or anything like that and making national charts. But it is fun. Wilmington's growing, one of the fastest growing areas in the entire country. So I think within a few years, maybe we'll be pressing up there. And Brunswick County, where I live, which is freaking booming, ridiculous, insane over here. So I will be on ESPN Wilmington. If you're a Panthers fan and you want to tune in, so be it. And if you're a Panthers fan, we have more news for you guys. I will be back tomorrow night doing a live podcast with a fellow podcaster. I'm kind of holding it off so you guys can see the announcement. Of course, I'll tweet it out so you guys can be sure to tune in. But I'm excited about that because, one, it's been a while since I've collaborated with anyone. Not intentionally. It's just I've gotten into a groove. You take off with YouTube and you get in your lane and you figure it out. And then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to spend 15, 20 minutes making this video. Moving on to the next one. You guys, I think, see how much content that I put out. That's one of the things that I personally try to pride myself on. But anyways, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun because I not intentionally don't collaborate with a lot of people now is like I used to, but I'm always open to do that. So I think 7:30, we've got a good agenda. We're going to be talking through camp battles. We're going to be talking through, let's see. I'm going to tell you exactly, give you a little preview here. I got some notes. Vet versus rookie wide receivers. We're going to have some topics there for you guys. And then, of course, a lot of the other battles that are unfolding right now. So that'll be fun if you guys are interested in that. Let me actually stop sharing this to go back on here. Oh, yep. And just made myself disappear, which is also fantastic. Always fun to do that. Now, what else do we have tonight? Because I don't think I had that much else to go through. because I just recorded some other content that I got to edit as we get into it. Let's see. I was going through, if I can find my notes. I did jot down a few things. College baseball was the biggest one. Let's see if there was other news that I wanted to talk through. I don't see anything there. I will say, I don't have it pulled up in front of me, but speaking of college baseball, 3 of the top 5 pitchers, and I don't know the award for college baseball, but I guess nominated for pitcher of the year, are from schools here in Carolina. UNCW, shout out to UNCW right down the road, Coastal Carolina right down the road, and then UNC. It's cool to see that. Where did we go? Nope, nothing there. No, there's not really anything else. I mean, with the Hurricanes season ending, it's like, for me, not much to talk about. We will be gearing up for college football. I mean, you guys know football is the way that I run things over here. So we will have some college football coming up for you guys. Preview content, all the fun stuff that goes with that, getting ready for the season. Gamecocks, North Carolina, but of course ACC and just anything else that pops up along the way. So should be a fun time. Anyways, folks, I think that's going to do it for tonight because I got a video to edit. It's a little bit late for me. I will be back tomorrow night live, chopping it up Panthers if that's what you're interested in. And hope you guys have a great night. I will see y'all later.